Nope.
How about now?
Nope.
How about... Oh! It's Mike. This is the very supreme broadcast of honor podcast. Drivecast, yep. I'm riding down the road. I'm recording this shit. Listen to me now. I've got a show. I make it up as I go along, cause you know it is the best place to be to get your games, reality, and news. And my views, everything I'm saying right now is made up, just like the show. If you don't like it, shut up and just go. There's lots of people that like when I talk about things and stuff and such. That's the way I get shit done in this life. You should try it once. Maybe you'll get a whole pile of friends. Welcome to the very supreme broadcast of honor podcast, the Drivecast. It's the Drivecast. Welcome. Welcome. We are here today to talk about luck in broadcasting, luck in YouTube. We'll get into all that in just a moment. Thanks for listening today to this episode. If you have a theme song you'd like to submit, I'm still accepting submissions because I haven't received any. Oh my God. Sorry, just making a turn here. This is a Drivecast. Usually I'm recording this when I'm driving home from work. Today I'm recording when I'm driving to work because I had something I wanted to talk about. And this was, I thought, a good opportunity to do so. So yeah, thanks for listening, and well, let's get right into it. The reason I wanted to talk about luck is that some of you may know by now, if you were there or you heard the hype around Twitter or whatnot, I came into some extreme luck lately. And I just want to preface this entire podcast by saying that if you know me at all, you know that I'm not an arrogant person, I'm not an egotistical person, and I'm certainly not a braggart. I don't brag about things that happen to me. I mean, I like to celebrate great things with my friends and the community, but I'm not an arrogant person. So I want you to know that if you're listening to this, the intention is not to brag. I thought it was appropriate as a Drivecast podcast to talk about this because it does apply to Twitch and Twitch streaming or wherever you might stream, and it also applies to YouTube. Luck is a big part of what we do, and without luck, things could still happen, but if luck is on your side, it helps you to leap forward. And what I mean by that is, let's say there's a natural progression of things, okay? YouTube videos, as I've talked about before, YouTube is seemingly starting to become second to Twitch in terms of video game entertainment in some regards, and at least it is for me. It's certainly my preference. But YouTube, it's a real grind. YouTube, I mean, you make a video, you have to spend the physical time to actually be in the video, then you have to spend all the time editing, uploading, annotations, all of this. Do the release of the video. You might do some promotion when you do the release of the video. So there's a lot of time and effort that goes into one YouTube video. Even if it's only 15 minutes, that might have taken you an hour, including rendering time, an hour to 2 hours. It really depends on your system and what you're able to do with your time. So let's say, so what I want, like, what I wanted to talk about was that YouTube it very much is a grind, and you might get, let's say on average you get 20 views on a video per day. The first day you might get 20, the next day you might get 15 more, and then 10, then 5, might trail off. That's my experience. I don't get very many views on my YouTube videos. Not a huge amount. So just give me a quick second here. Okay. I am driving, so if this is your first time listening, there is the odd time where I need to stop talking to concentrate on what I'm doing. So yeah, so if you get like 20 views usually, let's say you're lucky, and for some reason one of the keywords you tag on your YouTube video trends, like it becomes a big thing that people search for all of a sudden. If you're lucky that way, because that's out of your control. Luck, the initial part of luck is out of your control. What you do with it after that is in your control. So the luck part, you've tagged your video ahead of time, you've tagged it with a certain keyword, and luck has it that today something happens in the news that makes it so that people search for that on YouTube or Google, and then your video becomes viewed, right? Maybe you'll get 100 views that day on that video. So that's very lucky, and it's an interesting part of what we do with YouTube and broadcasting, because it gives you a little bit of a reward that you didn't expect. So I know on my YouTube videos, I might get 20 views the first day, maybe another 10 views the next day. But if I have a video that all of a sudden gets 200 views, excuse me, that's a huge thing for me. That's like, wow, that's a great little boost in my confidence, even though it's not necessarily about what I did, other than tag a video with a certain search term, maybe. So that's sort of like, I guess you call that dumb luck. And it doesn't mean you're dumb, it just means that it's just luck. You were just lucky. I mean, in that regard, like, it was just a search term you put in. Nothing you really did enhanced your chance for luck necessarily, other than that tag. So, as I said before, luck is out of your control unless you've done things to enhance your luck. But luck, I mean, okay, let's get down to it. What happened to me, probably not the Sunday before you're hearing this, but the Sunday just before now for me when I'm recording this, April 6th, I want to say, 2014. I was doing a live stream. It was my Sunday live stream, usually the last stream of the weekend. On the Friday night, I had just really gotten into this game called Arma 3, and the mod. I mean, I'd played Arma 3 quite a bit before that, but there's a mod called Altus Life, and I thought that would be a good delivery system for my comedy and my music. Some of the things that I've been doing all along for over a year and a half, all of the things, excuse me, my asthma's really acting up today. I guess it's worse in the morning sometimes. So because if you've ever watched my Grand Theft Auto 4 videos, where I'd go around in the game and talk to the NPCs, maybe sing a song to the NPCs or whatever. It's sort of a formula that I've been doing for a long time, and I really enjoy doing it. Improv, comedy, plus music, I mean, those are two things that I really enjoy doing. So, and I've done it in other games. I did it in Second Life. I did it in Arma. I've done it in DayZ, which was Arma 2 DayZ mod. I might have done it in DayZ standalone as well. So I've done it in a few different venues. And I really thought that Arma 3 Altus Life looked like it's, because it's such a this generation graphics, and a lot of more people are playing it, and Altus Life was sort of a new mod to Arma 3. I thought it was a good time to break that out on Friday. So we did it. We had a great time. We had a blast. I was laughing my head off. Everyone in the stream was enjoying it. It was the people in the game were enjoying it. It was just a really fun time, and I knew that was an instant classic. It was an instant thing that I wanted to continue doing. So Saturday we took a break. I did a dual stream with Digitsuna. Check that guy out. He's awesome. Really fun. And we had a good time. We played Arma 2 Overwatch, I think. DayZ Overwatch mod. Had a good time. And then Sunday I thought we'd go back to Altus. What I did though is I did a viewer's choice. Some Sundays I do viewer's choice. So we had some voting. Voting took place. The options that I gave for the voting were Minecraft, Minecraft Mine Z, which is a DayZ mod, Skyrim, which we haven't played in a little while and is usually a stream favorite, and then the third choice, of course, was Altus Life for Arma 3, like we played on Friday. So early voting on that straw poll. Did I do straw poll? No, I did Moobot this time. Early voting on Moobot was Minecraft, and that stayed pretty much in the lead for the most part. And I just waited for that extra bit of time. I tweeted on Twitter for people to come in and vote. I waited, and I encouraged people who hadn't voted to vote. I let them know they could change their vote if they wanted to. I kept a play-by-play of when the votes changed and what was in the lead. Minecraft was in the lead by one vote for quite a while. And then a couple people who hadn't voted. And Altus Life at the very, like I said, okay, I'll leave it another couple of minutes. And at the very last minute, Arma 3 Altus Life took the lead by like one vote over Minecraft. Skyrim lost by 2 votes, I think. So it was a very close vote. So that happened. And then I played on one server for Altus Life. There's a couple of different Altus Life mods within that mod as well. There's different maps and different ways that people have made it, have changed it up. So I played one map for a certain amount of time. We had some laughs. I think it was, did we do the roof? No, that was Friday night was the rooftop song. But I did a few different things on a server, and then I either died or got bored of that server at the time when I did. And then I think, I haven't watched it back because I just can't. I just can't do it. It was so, anyway, we'll get to it. But like, then I think I chose a server and was there for a few minutes, and it just didn't, I wasn't having a good time, so I chose another server, or I chose a server and it wasn't loading properly, or the game crashed. Something happened, and then I chose a different server again. So when I got to that server, I started walking around. I didn't see anyone, and I think I remember I walked up to a car, and that gave me it was idling and no one was around. That gave me the idea to be like an Environmental Protection League guy and find somebody and do a little rap to them about. So a guy came up and right there. And I said to him, hey, is this your car? And I did this whole environmental thing. And I said, well, I'm with the environmental agency and I have to do this rap to you because of this car that's idling. And if you know whose it is, you have to tell them this rap. You have to tell them not to idle the car. So that was a fun little premise. And I thought that I'd just keep rolling with that. And then I saw another guy come up, and he was just by himself, and I'm like, hey man, hey. And he's like, hey. And I'm like, is that your car down there? Do you see that car down there? Is that your car? He's like, what's so special about that car? And I'm like, well, it's idling. Do you know who owns it or anything like that? And it was at that moment that I realized that it was Lyric, the top YouTube, or the top Twitch streamer. So that's the moment. Like, this is why I'm obviously talking about luck in this podcast, because I know that was the luckiest moment that I could ever wish for in what I'm trying to do. So there was luck. That was my luck. It was dumb luck. It was random. It was unexpected. My you know, like, if anything had have been different in that, up to that moment, none of what happened next would have happened. It was complete luck. For real. Some people, there's another saying around luck, some people create their own luck. So people say create your own luck. And I think you can do that, and I sort of touched on that briefly before, where you can bolster your luck. You can make it so that the opportunity is more likely to happen, or the lucky thing is more likely to happen, or luck is on your side more. Some people, their strategy on Twitch, I mean, maybe other live streaming outlets. YouTube does have live streaming. Hitbox is another up-and-comer. So what some people do, and I'm not going to say it's good or bad, it's really their strategy and their preference, and they're comfortable with it. But some people, what they do, it's called stream sniping. And it is frowned upon by most streamers and the community and the platforms themselves. You can even get banned in some games. You can even get banned from some multiplayer games for stream sniping, because it can ruin the game for people if they're trying to play competitively or just enjoy a game or stream a game. It can really become a problem, because the person who's streaming the game doesn't actually get to play the game the way they want, because other people are sort of interfering with the broadcast. Although, you know, those people who are stream sniping are still actually playing the game. They kind of have an unfair advantage if they go there to kill the person in the game, or beat the person in the game, or help their team win, based on knowledge they get from watching somebody stream. So it's against some terms of service, both on a platform level and in a game, like a live broadcasting platform, and in a game. So what some people will do, in order, whether it is for their own personal gain, in terms of they just want some attention, they want some fame, whether they want to just get a competitive advantage, or to shame or embarrass the person who's live streaming, or whatever their reason. There could be a number of reasons for that. People stream snipe, and the larger your the larger your channel, wherever you're broadcasting, the more followers you have and the more viewers you have at that time, the more likely it is that someone will stream snipe you. So let's specifically talk about Lyric, because myself personally, I've been watching Lyric for over a year. I've been watching Lyric for a long time. He's the first live streamer I ever saw. And that's likely because he had the most viewers at the time, I think. And he was also playing the game that I was playing. So before I started live streaming, I believe I was playing DayZ with the TVG clan. And more specifically, I'd often play with the people we call the rave party. You know, Grape and Quinn. Sometimes Bobby, Psycho Bobby would play with us. And some other people. Farstar and so on. But so I think I was playing DayZ Mod at the time, and I think what happened was, and actually I wanted to do this shout out, Nate Dogg, Nate Humbert, on I think he's Nate Dogg on Twitter and Twitch. I think he does live streams sometimes, but he's the one who actually, I believe, told me about live streams. Like, you know what, you and Higgins should get into live streaming, check that sort of thing. I'm like, what's that about? Because I'd never even heard about it. And I think he turned us on to Twitch. I really do. I think so. Thanks so much, Nate Humbert. There's another piece. If Nate had never mentioned that, if he had never taken the time to mention it, I would never have live streamed and never have met Lyric through that channel. So anyway, back to it. Even way back when, I believe people were, because Lyric is so big on Twitch. He's the person who gets live stream sniped the most. And I remember even back then watching, what people would do is they'd watch his stream and they'd look for where he was in a game, and then they'd kill him. Because they'd know, even though there's like a 30-second or a minute delay, if Lyric would be, let's say, in a house in DayZ, you could, like, you would see the area that he's in and you could go to it. It'd take you some time maybe, but eventually you'd catch up to where he is and you could keep watching his stream and listening to his stream. And if you know the game well enough, you could find out where he is without much problem, and then get yourself there and then kill him. So, I mean, whether that's just because you wanted his gear or whether that's because you wanted to, like, shame him on stream, or so that's one way. That people do the stream sniping, or one reason. But Lyric's channel is also comedy. It's a comedy gaming channel. So sometimes people want to try to be entertaining to the rest of the stream through his channel. So they'll do the same thing. They'll find out, first of all, they have to find out what server he's on, and streamers, their major, pretty much their only defense that doesn't work really a lot of times is to hide the server that they're on in any way they can. So they'll cover the in-game chat in case it mentions what server it is. They will they'll do other things as well, like not show the server on the screen, not talk about what server they're in. But that doesn't work all the time. There are ways, if you can see who else is on the server, their username, because the streamer also might hide their username or change it every time that they log in to prevent people from finding, like you can do a search on some websites to find out where people are in what game. So there's ways to combat that, but it doesn't always work. So people will find Lyric stream and they will purposely, they know that, like, right now, especially 10 to 13,000 people are watching Lyric stream at a time, so they can get attention that way. Whether it's to be for their own, again, they could have their own reasons for that. They're just bored, or maybe they're a long-time watcher of Lyric, and they know that, you know, if you do this, people will see it, and, you know, Lyric has a thing where if somebody's reoccurring or prevalent in the stream, he might give them a name, like there was music guy and African guy, you know, he calls them whatever guy, and then, or, you know, if he's seriously in the game a lot with them, he might call them by their username or their real name. So people know this, and they try to use that to their advantage. So what happened to me was completely random. And another thing that's a really weird thing is that I was watching Lyric stream about an hour before I started streaming, because I watch Lyric all the time. He's one of my favorite streamers, and it's just the most massive coincidence that I ran into him. He wasn't even playing Altus Life when I was watching him, so it's not like I knew he was playing Altus Life and I was there trying to get on an Altus Life server to find Lyric. He was playing Battle Royale, I believe, before, or some other variant, DayZ perhaps, DayZ Standalone. It was one of those, but I don't believe that he was playing Altus Life when I was watching him. Anyway, so again, what happened to me was complete luck. It was completely random. Now, here's the thing I wanted to mention about luck. What you can do with your luck is turn it into an opportunity. Okay? In my lifetime, I have always tried to seize opportunities when they come up. So if I want to, but this is the thing, you don't have to if you don't want to. If you're not comfortable with where that would lead, or if you're not comfortable with seizing an opportunity, you have the option not to. But if a skill that I hope you'll develop, if you want to do more with live streaming or YouTube or anything in your life, is to develop the skill that sees opportunity when it is presented to you. And take advantage of it and ride it out as long as you can. Here's what happened to me. Again, I want to reiterate that I'm not doing this to brag. I'm doing this because I believe it's an interesting topic to talk about for the Drivecast. And even for people's lives to understand opportunity and to know when to seize it and make the best of it. So what happened was, when I heard Lyric's voice, and I realized, because with at the very first, when I first heard him speak, I'm like, is that Lyric's voice? And I'm like, no, it's not Lyric's voice. It can't be. The odds of that are ridiculous. I never would expect to find Lyric in a server, let alone just stumble across him with everything that had to happen for that to happen. So I'm like, no, it's obviously not Lyric. Whatever. I'll talk about it later to the people on the stream, like, hey, I almost thought that was Lyric or something. And then as he kept talking, I realized it was Lyric. And of course, I went into shock, for real. I actually went into shock. I went cold. I started to sweat. My heart was racing. I was shaking. It was like, that was real. Because it was Lyric, for Christ's sakes. I even typed into my chat, holy shit, this is Lyric, I'm shaking or something. I can't even remember. But all I remember was saying to myself, you have to seize this opportunity, and you have to do it in the most professional and best way possible, and respectful way possible. So I did my little rap thing. I knew it was Lyric, and I did my little rap. And I kept reminding myself not to freak out, not to fanboy, not to be annoying, because I knew how Lyric operates, his channel. I knew, like, his broadcasts, I know how he interacts with people. I didn't want to be pushy. I didn't want to be over the top. I did go back and watch the moment when I met him, because actually Lyric highlighted that on his own channel, the little environmental PSA, he called it, on his highlight on Twitch. So you could tell that I was frazzled a bit, and I was excited, but I had to try to keep it under wraps. So I did the best I could to take that luckiest opportunity of my life, to be fair, and spin it into my advantage, to spin it into an opportunity. So I did all those things, even though I was freaking out. I was, I honestly could have fainted, but I kept it together because in my mind I'm screaming at myself the whole time. Like, I don't know if you can see it on my face, but I'm going, calm down, fucking calm down, do your best, like, be funny, but don't be annoying, just do it. I had to come up with a rap, and I'm like, oh fuck, So I did what I could, and then I thanked him. I'm like, okay, so thank you, don't leave your car running. Thank you so much. And I was really freaking out at that point. I didn't know how to end it. I didn't want it to end, but I knew that I couldn't be pushy or asked to come along with him. I just said, yeah, so thank you, thanks a lot. Okay, cool, thanks a lot. And he's like, okay. Do you guys want to come with me to do a robbery? And I knew in that moment there was another. So again, everything lined up. I was so lucky. Because at that point, after that little rap thing, see, I don't know what was happening on his stream. He could have been like, this guy's a total noob or stream sniper or troll. I don't know what I didn't know what he was saying. I know that he put up, when I watched the highlight back, I know that he put up the cat face. It's like his face. Sometimes he uses it as a face palm emote. Basically, it's this picture of that cat, the orange cat he puts up. He put that up, and that that was funny. That was really funny. And I feel so honored to have been face palmed by Lyric. Face palmed by Lyric? He face palmed himself. Oh my god. So he asked me to come and do the bank robbery with him, and I knew that meant that, he finds interesting people and he brings them along. So right then, my heart stopped again. Like, I'm just like, I'm gonna faint. Like, I knew, again, I saw another opportunity. And what I knew I made a plan right then. I'm like, okay, I need to see if he asks me to sing again or whatever, but I'm not going to be pushy. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to insist on that. I'm not going to be entertaining on purpose, because I know I was broadcasting and I had a responsibility to my broadcast to be entertaining, but also people knew that it was Lyrics, so they also knew that this was an opportunity for me, so I knew that I had to play it the way I had to play it. Like, I could barely look at my own chat. I just had to be in that moment. I couldn't be annoying. I couldn't be, because Lyric will basically just like kick people out of his group if they're being annoying or whatever. I knew I had to be respectful of what he was doing there. I had to seize that opportunity, though, at the same time, to show, like, just to be funny to him. I was honored to be in the presence of a god, essentially. So I wanted to honor him by entertaining him. I also wanted to entertain his stream. And people were telling me to tell him that I was a streamer, but I didn't do it. I couldn't do it. I know that would have been a huge way to seize that opportunity, but it also would have been a shitty thing to do, in my opinion. Like, if I would have said, hey, by the way, I know you're Lyric. My name is Mike. This is me, Killian Obbs. My name is Mike. I have a Twitch stream, twitch.tv/TVSBOH. Check me out. I'm streaming right now. And I know that some people in the chat said to do that, but if I had have done that, it would have just been shitty. You know what I mean? It would have been a mistake. Here's another reason why I was lucky. I was lucky because I was able to keep control of my shit. A lot of people can't do that when they're in that sort of a moment. I was lucky that I guess I'm also lucky that I'm the age that I am. I have a little more maturity, I guess. And I'm not trying to say that sort of thing to be like, hey, look what I can do. I'm just saying I was lucky that I am the age that I am, in that if I would have been 10 years younger, if I would have been 23 in that situation, I probably wouldn't have been able to control my shit. Personally, I'm not saying if you're 23 you couldn't. I think Lyric's in his early to mid 20s. I'm just saying that for myself personally, I probably would have freaked the fuck out. So I'm lucky that everything just aligned, like I said. It was luck. So he took me on that whole thing. He actually insisted and asked me to sing some songs a few times. So I'd sing a little song, and then when it was my turn to do that, I took the opportunity again to try to do the best I could. I listened back to a couple of the songs I did. They were pretty shitty, but I tried so much, and then I just role played. I had fun with it. I did what Lyric asked me to do. I tried not to annoy. I knew that his stream was watching, so I tried not to annoy them too much. And I just tried to be entertaining, but I tried not to. It has to do with acting too, because I have a little bit of acting experience and knowledge. Oh, don't you go up this hill. What are you doing, you son of a bitch? Get off the road, man. Don't block the road. What the fuck are you doing? Why don't you back up on a highway? All right. So, anyway, luck was in my favor, and I seized the opportunity. And, you know, another reason why I was lucky that day, I had amazing mods that I had appointed. And already there were some amazing people. Everyone that was a regular viewer was amazing because they were able to help out the mods sometimes, and they were giving me encouragement, and they went on Twitter, and they were blowing Twitter up with the information about what was going on as was happening. So I was lucky that I have the very Supreme Broadcast of Honor family that I have. I was lucky. And yes, I had created my own luck in some ways, in that I had, you know, I had a stream set up already. I had the, you know, I think I have a nice looking Twitch stream with the information below. Here's where I wasn't lucky. No one had noticed, but my Twitter link was wrong. Oh, my Twitter link was wrong. So there's where I was unlucky, because I could have had, okay, we had up to like 4,000 people watching at one time, I think. And I remembered I had the sense of mind to tell people to follow me on Twitter, but the Twitter link was wrong. So to be honest, I could have missed out on maybe 3,000, like some people went out of their way to find out what my Twitter was, but the people that could have just clicked Twitter and then forgot about me, and then only to find me later through Twitter. So there's some lost opportunity there. I know that. So, but I was lucky that I got some YouTube subscriptions out of it, and obviously a bunch of Twitch follows, and some other things, some Facebook likes, and so on. If I would have had the Twitter link right, that could have led to more opportunities down the road that I will miss out on for sure. Some people were great enough to tell me in chat, but I couldn't pay attention to the chat. There was just no way. And some of my mods and some people in chat were correcting people and letting them know, hey, his Twitter link is wrong, but just to let you know, here's the right Twitter. So thank you to my mods and to anyone that was in the chat that was helping out with that. For real, thank you so much. So again, I created my own luck by picking good mods, and by that was my own luck. I was just naturally lucky by having some great, very Supreme Broadcast of Honor family members in there helping out. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone around that day. I mean, I was supremely lucky. And again, there's natural luck where things just line up and just happen for you. There's dumb luck. You can create a little bit of your own luck by preparing for the future now. Prepare for success right now. Whether you're talking about YouTube or Twitch or Hitbox or you know, anything you do in your life, do the best you can to prepare. And I know I'm not trying to sound like, oh, I know everything now. I'm just sharing. I'm a sharing person. I want to share with you what happened to me that day, and when I obviously sat and reflected on that for a couple of days, and those are the things I want to share with you. Prepare for your success now. Have the right Twitter. I've been notorious in my life, in my Twitch life, for putting wrong links. I still do it sometimes. My typing accuracy isn't great. So I would encourage you to ensure that your links are correct. Please learn from that mistake of mine. If I had have had the right Twitter link, I could have had like maybe another couple, let's say another 500 Twitter followers, which could have led to other opportunities down the road. So that's a lost opportunity there. So again, just set yourself up for success ahead of time. And then when luck is on your side, you're just lucky and you have those things in place to help you. Plus, try to realize when somebody's giving you an opportunity or when an opportunity is there for you, and do your best, the best you can. That's your moment. I mean, this is cheesy as hell, but the Eminem song, right? You know, this is your one chance. Do not miss your chance. And it's true. So I want to thank, and I've done it already, but I guess on the Drivecast, because I'm talking about it again, I do want to thank the people that helped me make the best of that opportunity that day. So thank you very much to my mods. I'm not going to name everybody who helped me that day because that's just silly. I would forget somebody for sure and then offend them. But I want to thank my mods in the who stepped up. I didn't even have a chance to go on Twitter and be like, "Hey mods, help me out. Chat is going insane." People just naturally came and helped. So thank you so much to my mods. You guys are amazing. Thank you. To the people that were already in the Very Supreme Broadcast of Honor family, who were there watching, who came in to watch afterwards, who tweeted, who did everything they could to help me in that moment or encourage me, or just thank Lyric, who went and thanked Lyric after, or who went into Lyric's channel, even though it's kind of, you know, it's a fine line to go into Lyric's channel and say, hey, that guy, environmental/music guy, you know, he is a streamer, he's twitch.tv/TVSBOH, and you got yourself banned from Twitch, or from Lyric's Twitch channel because you posted my link. Thank you anyway. I mean, I wouldn't encourage that, but thank you. Thanks to anyone who went over to try to help me to make the people in the chat there realize, because it looked, when I went back and watched a little bit of Lyrics, because Lyric, he saved that whole stream. When I went back and just very briefly checked out a little bit of it, I didn't watch the whole thing because I just couldn't. It's too overwhelming. But I just saw his chat saying like they enjoyed it and who is this guy, that you went over there and told them who I was. So thank you so much to those people, because you helped that opportunity. Honestly, like, again, I was lucky because you did that. I didn't tell anyone to do that. You guys just did that. So thank you. And thank you to everyone who congratulated me. Thanks to Lyric. All right. Like, so many things lined up and so many things went right. And I myself, I have to, you know, be proud of myself for taking advantage of an opportunity when I saw it and keeping my shit together the best I could without, I was talking about this before and I got distracted, but in acting, you don't want to overstage, is that what it's called? Overstaging? Upstaging, that's what it's called. You don't want to upstage somebody who's the lead, essentially. And obviously, I personally felt that Lyric was the lead on that one. So obviously, I just want to, back to what I was saying, I want to thank Lyric for humoring me, for giving me the opportunity, because he did. There were so many times during that stream when he said, hey, could you sing us another song, man? And whether that was for his own entertainment, for his stream's entertainment, or after, because he did know eventually that I was a streamer, whether he did that just for myself, thank you to Lyric so much, because what an opportunity he gave me. And I will never forget it. I went immediately after the stream and I subscribed. I wasn't subscribed to any single streamer at all. I was not, I mean, I don't have a lot of money. I have to work doing real life stuff for a living. I just had never subscribed to anybody, even though there's a handful of streamers that I would like enough to subscribe. I just don't have the income to do that. But I obviously went over right after the stream. I subscribed to him and I made a donation to him. And in the donation message, I thanked him and thanked all the people on that channel. I had to, man. How could I not? So thank you so much to Lyric. You've created an opportunity for me, and I'll never forget it. You know, you've opened the floodgates for me. You've given me a boost to what I'm trying to do that it would have taken, it might have, sorry, my phone, as some of you know, my phone sits in my lap, ooh la la, when I'm recording this, and it fell off. So sorry if the sound quality got even worse than it already is there for a brief moment, or you heard the phone hit my console between the seats there. Anyway, thank you so much to Lyric. It might have taken me years to get to the point that I'm at now in terms of followers. Obviously, that rush of followers, not all of them are going to actually come back and watch a stream. And that's okay. Maybe they will one day again. But the fact that they're following is huge. Thank you so much, Lyric. I don't know if you'll listen to this. I mean, you're a busy guy. You go to school. You do your streaming. You do other things. And even if he's not listening, just let it be known that I give Lyric so much credit and thanks for the opportunities that he gave me during that stream. Thank you so much. And yeah, thanks guys. Thanks to you for being here, and thanks to all the new followers and maybe new listeners of the Drivecast because of what happened that day. So thanks so much again. I hope that you didn't find that I was really hesitant to do this because I don't want people to think that I'm arrogant talking about it. I try to be so humble about this. Thank you. Thanks for listening. You can find me on Twitter, twitter.com/TVSBOH, facebook.com/TVSBOH, obviously here, youtube.com/TVSBOH, and the live stream is twitch.tv/TVSBOH. Thanks for listening. Thanks so much. Love you guys. Take care. Until next time. Burrito! The podcast is over, and I was glad that you were here. If you ever need a pick-me-up, just send us a tweet or watch our videos or live stream, or just sing this song. I like burritos, I like burritos, I like burritos, man. I like burritos, I like burritos, that's the end of the podcast.